once in a while you come across somebody that has too much talent packed into a tiny space, so it leaks out all over the place, making it hard to get a clear picture of who they really are. I think Luke is one of these people. At first glance, he's a professor of the San Juan College Digital Media Arts and Design program. Talk to him some more about that, and you'll learn that he has a background in broadcast television. Keep talking, and you'll learn about the film projects he's involved with. Then, you'll discover the governor appointed him to the New Mexico Governor's Film and Media Industry Council. Yeah, keep talking with him, and you'll see that he almost always has a yo-yo within easy reach. Okay, so he plays with yo-yos. No, he has been performing with yo-yos for over 25 years. He's won numerous awards at national yo-yo competitions, has traveled the world performing with the yo-yo, and he's an official spokesperson for an international yo-yo company? What? Yes! What are we talking about on our drive today? One of Luke's latest projects, spearheading the creation of a Makerspace in Farmington. If you don't know what that is, or why this is an incredibly cool thing for the area, keep watching. Who knows, we might even get him to perform a yo-yo trick in the truck. Want to see how it goes? Come along for the ride in Ken's Think Tank. Ken's Think Tank is made possible by the following sponsors. 505 Motorsports in Farmington is awesome. They sell vehicles of all makes and models, as well as four-wheelers, motorcycles, boats, RVs, and more. They even offer in-house financing and co-signment. If you want your vehicle to shine like a diamond inside and out, it doesn't get any better than Blue Diamond Auto Spa. From a quick and easy wash and go to a full detail, they're the best in Farmington. Give your vehicle a day at the spa. So, Luke.
Yes.
How long have I known you? It's been,
wow, that's been a while. Let's see.
Since maybe 2005, somewhere in there?
2005, 2004, roughly.
Yeah.
Right, over at the Parks office.
Yeah. So you were a marketing guy,
right,
for the Farmington Museum.
Right. I went and handled the PR and marketing for the museum system, and then was asked to go ahead and set up a PR and marketing department for the Parks department.
Right. So you were the original marketing for Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think the first real marketing department for the city.
Right. And then later on, the city of Farmington had one over at City Hall.
Right.
So
yeah. So then you and I got along famously while you were there, and then
it's a fun place to work. So.
It is. Yeah. And then when you moved on, I jumped right into your spot.
Right, which was good.
Yeah.
And gave you a crash course on a couple of things.
Fully influenced by Luke and ready to.
Well, that could be a bad thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So before that, you were actually
I was
over
at the TV station before that. So.
How long were you there?
Yeah, I was there for 7 years.
Cool.
So, and did everything from like pushing a button, running commercials, to directing the evening news. I was a technical director.
Okay.
So,
when you left Parks and Rec, you went to San Juan College. Were you doing kind of some adjunct stuff before?
Right, I was already doing that. I hired on at the museum in 2004, and while I was doing that, I started teaching part-time at San Juan College. So.
Okay. And so then you kind of ended up. Are you running that?
The Digital Media Arts and Design program?
Yeah.
I went in and took over the Creative Arts and Technology program.
Okay.
And then rebranded it as Digital Media Arts and Design.
Cool.
And
DMAD?
Pretty much, right. Well, I tried coming up with some other acronyms for it, and all those got shot down. So it's the DMAD program, and I was really fortunate to go ahead and work on that. And then with Governor Richardson in 2010, the state of New Mexico donated $100,000 to it.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to go and get some equipment.
Yeah.
And I've been having a lot of fun at the college.
You took me in there, and you were showing me. You got kind of some, at this point, maybe museum level.
I have even more
equipment
stuff. Well, I've got museum level. You know, KOBF went ahead and gave me some of the old stuff, so I've got like museum quality video equipment. But the TV show Preacher, they went ahead and made a 19 $15,000 donation, and then last year I had, let's see, $28,000 donated. I have $25,000 donated. So the students have access to amazing equipment.
Wow.
And put in a green screen studio.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that one.
I've been really fortunate. We've got a 14-foot camera crane now.
Really?
Yeah, right. So,
Nice.
just with some of the donations and things.
Oh, that was last year or the year before that you got that? I remember it went out on a project pretty quickly or something.
Which one? Well, the 14-foot camera crane, we're working on putting a Makerspace up at the college.
Right.
And with that one, the students, it's a big collaboration. We're working with the College Underserved Partnership Program,
Okay.
which is through the EPA. And they put us in touch with Drexel University, which is a 5-year university. And the students over there, their graduate students, are coming up with the architectural plans.
Right.
And then we've also partnered with the Thriving Earth Exchange, and they're looking at some renewable energy projects that we can do in the space.
Okay.
And they put us in touch with Strategic Innovations, which is based out of California. So we've got 2 scientists out there. So it's like this huge project.
Yeah.
But where it ties back with the students at Drexel University, we don't have any money to send them to Farmington. They don't have any money to come out here.
Right.
So the students that I have, we went ahead and used the camera crane to go ahead and fill the empty space. So we're putting it in an existing empty bay up at the college.
Right.
So we filmed the epic empty space video with camera cranes, and we flew a drone into it and crashed the drone. So I mean, the students had fun, and we're just moving forward with it.
Awesome. So explain to people what a Makerspace is.
Well, see, a Makerspace is, it's a place where you make things. I mean, that's the easiest one on there. And, it's not really build it and they will come. It's build it and they will come build it. So you have this space where it's like having a community shop where people can come in, and then they have access to tools that they wouldn't be able to normally buy, like a laser engraver, a vinyl cutter,
3D printer?
Like a 3D printers, a CNC machine. We have one donor that is donating to the project a CNC machine that you can go ahead and cut titanium with. Nice. So with that one, you'll be able to go and create yo-yos. So this right here was created, using a CNC machine. So
awesome.
But the whole idea behind it, why we have all these partners, is to go and look at a way that we can use some of the skills that we have in the community with the oil and gas and the coal fire energy, and maybe go ahead and prototype stuff in the space.
Okay.
And then it's also open to the community. We've got a lot of artists in the area, so the artists can go ahead and prototype. The way this thing's going to be laid out is going to have a 500 square foot graphic art studio. Okay. So that you can go ahead and print t-shirts. You've got large scale printer, so that you can go and prototype like marketing pieces and have access to some of the Adobe software. Okay. And then the 3D modeling software. And then there'll be 500 square feet where you have access to Arduinos and Raspberry Pi, which those are for doing robotics, and they're microcontrollers.
So I know what an Arduino is, but what's a...
Raspberry Pi is the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So what you can do with those, you can go ahead and test out like robotics. You can do all sorts of different things. Yeah. So, and this will tie in great with the K through 12 that have programs doing robotics. Okay. And you can go and solder stuff together. And then right next to it, we'll have 1,000 foot, it's called, it'll be our dirty space. And with that, we'll go and have the machines that go ahead and emit fumes. Right. So that we don't have like sawdust near where the computers are and things like that. Yeah. So and that'd be where the CNC machine's at. Okay. And another partner that we have with this one is C&M Fuse. Okay. Which is a makerspace up in Albuquerque, and they started out with a 3,000 square foot space, and now they're up to, I think, 13,000. Wow! They took over a basketball court, and they've partnered with Intel, and we're recipients of the Intel Future Skills curriculum. Yeah. So we're going to have a class this summer. It's limited, but we'll be teaching a class for about 10 students as a pilot on drones and 3D printing. And
Okay.
they're providing the money for the 3D printer and the things like that. And then
Yeah.
after we do the training, we get to keep the equipment. So that's
Awesome.
worth about $50,000.
Wow. For people to understand this a little better, is this going to be for students or for the community?
This will be for the community.
the community,
And then,
which of course includes students.
Right.
Some college students,
but the way that it'll work, and we're still looking at the pay scale and things like that, but it'll work like a fitness gym membership, like
Okay.
the HHPC in San Juan County.
so just
the
like
college.
a monthly fee,
Right.
kind of thing. Okay.
And then some of the things that we're going to have to look at will be for materials, because you
Sure.
have expendables. And one of the ideas is having a vending machine, so that if you
Yeah.
wanted to go and get stuff for the 3D printer,
Right.
you go and pay for your materials.
Okay.
And then that kind of keeps the cost down.
So yeah, if I wanted to use a 3D printer, I could go pay for the materials that I would need for
Right, and you've
using
got
the
a
3D
membership.
printer, but I
Mhm.
don't have to fork over, the thousands of dollars for a 3D printer.
And we've been very fortunate with the people that have donated. Marion Oil and Gas is, they're behind the project. Raytheon's behind the project, and we've been talking to other people in the community, and I think we're going to have more community support.
Cool. The Makerspace is right now is it in planning stage or development stages? Where are we?
Well, we're in planning and fundraising right now, so
Okay.
we're looking for funds on it. And with the plans, the students from Drexel University, they're creating plans for the space, and to make it challenging for them, they're looking at creating it as a net zero energy consumption.
Oh yeah.
So using solar panels and things like that,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure if we'll have enough money to go and do that. We'll just have to see where we're at.
Right.
But with the Intel class, that's going to be happening this summer, so we'll have that. It's going to open probably in the fall.
Okay. Very.
That's actually it is going to open in the fall, because we've got donors and money, and
So
that's what I'm going to be spending my summer doing. And then the other thing that I'm going to spend my time working on is looking at how to go and program the space.
Right.
So up in not Albuquerque, but in Santa Fe, Mal Wolf, they have a small makerspace that was in Mal Wolf. That are you familiar with that one?
No.
Okay, Mal Wolf, George R. Martin bought a bowling alley and then turned it over to, he's still the landlord, but he turned it over to artists and let them come up with whatever they wanted. So with this one, you go in, I'm not going to give too much of a spoiler, so that when you go in there, you're still amazed. But you go into it, and you open the door, and you see a house inside a bowling alley, and it's nighttime. Okay, and then it gets stranger from there. But one of the things they have in a room is a setup where there's laser beams that are coming up off. They've got a fog machine, and you can go and see the lasers really well.
Yeah.
And they're shooting upwards. But when you go ahead and take your hand and run through the laser beams and break the circuit, it starts creating audible sound. It makes noise, and that's something that you could do with Arduinos and Makerspaces and things like that. There's a magazine called Make Magazine that actually has the same project, just not on the same scale that they did at the art installation.
Right. You have a yo-yo there.
I do.
That you said what you made with a CNC machine.
Well, this one's not. I didn't make this one with a CNC machine.
Oh, but you could.
This one's a magic yo-yo.
Right.
But they go and use like industrial CNC machines out in Shenzhen.
Right.
Creating these. So.
Yeah. So you are like Mr. Yo-Yo. You were like everything yo-yo. You were amazing with a yo-yo.
Well,
so explain maybe some of how long you've been doing yo-yos and how many awards you've gotten. So that people understand. There's not just a guy fiddling with a yo-yo.
Right. Let's see. I've been performing with the yo-yo for like 28 years now.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of fun with it, and because this is actually being filmed on Mother's Day, I went ahead and brought, and I'll do some yo-yo tricks while we're driving, and they'll be amazing. Don't look at them, okay? Just because I don't want to go and die in a fiery wreck. But anyway, the fact that you can't look at my yo-yo tricks, you know, they'll be amazing. Just trust me on it, okay? So anyway, this is my first yo-yo, and my mom made this, okay? Since it's, you know, Mother's Day, we're filming this, but she made it out of 2 buttons, and she made this when I was 5. Can't really do very many tricks with it, but I can get it to go up and down, okay? That was amazing, trick number 1. Okay. And looks like we're getting to a stop sign, okay? This will be interesting. I'll wait on that, okay? But yeah, no, I've had a couple of awards and things like that. These are from the World Yo-Yo Contest. So for those that don't know, there is actually a World Yo-Yo Contest. Yeah. And this year it'll be out in China. And then National Yo-Yo Contest, got a, this is a gold award from that one. So, and then I was fortunate to be on the packaging for Magic Yo-Yo. So I need to go ahead and just give a quick shout out to Sophia, Sunny, Shadow, and Winnie out there in Shenzhen. But you know, I ended up on all their packages. That's awesome. And not only all their packages on there, okay, this is just a shameless plug for Magic Yo-Yo. But anyway, I ended up getting on a poster, which this is how it used to be, you know, using maps in the car when you're driving. But anyway, the English is great on there. It's but it has Yo-Yo Professor. Oh, that is awesome. There. So, but I've had a lot of fun with that company. Okay, so I'll go ahead and see if I can go ahead and get this. Okay, and right here, that is the Stealth Fighter. You have to use your imagination at it, especially in a car that's going about 20 miles per hour. Okay, can keep looking at the, you know, the road. Okay, so anyway, that right there is a yo-yo trick in the car. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. That's awesome. But, yeah, no, I've had fun. I went to Berlin, and I was at the International Street Theater Festival. Berlin Locked. Yeah. Performed out there. On the way back was yo-yoing in Heathrow. Ran into somebody saying that they had a friend in New Mexico, and their son did yo-yo tricks. Turned out they were from Bloomfield, knew my parents. Wow. So. Oh, cool. And then, so there was a guy, he was actually a friend of Andy Warhol or something. Who was that guy? Right. Paolo Bugiani. And he was out here because we live in an awesome place out here. Yeah. Okay. And he was out on the Bizdai. He's a surreal artist, and he works with fire. And he was out there working, and I ran into him at the museum, and his friend Cynthia, and we started talking, and then yo-yos came up, and they said, hey, can we film you? So we went up to Head Canyon, out to the Dunes motor vehicle recreation area, and I called my wife, and my wife was, I said, I've met these Italians, and they want to go ahead and film me out on the Bizdai, and my wife said, come back alive, and I was like, okay. And we went out there, and he went ahead and made a 14-foot ring of fire, and which I didn't realize he was going to set on fire, but he said, you know, if the planes get too close, jump. So they went ahead and took pictures and filmed me in this ring of fire doing yo-yo tricks. That's awesome. Afterwards, they took us out to Three Rivers, and we were talking, and on the way back into town, they were great. I really had a lot of fun. But I was talking with Paolo, and he said, yeah, I've got a place in New York, and I've got a gallery in Rome. I go back and forth, and you know, my friends, you know, they were all into this like pop art scene, and I said, oh, like Warhol. And his face just lit up, and he said, Andy! And he had a sculpture from Andy Warhol, Lichtenstein, and Keith Haring. He hung out with all those. Wow. So it was really fun. One would think that
doing things with a yo-yo would be relatively safe, right? One would think
right,
that.
yes.
But you had a
No, this
you
is
had a
back
funny
when I
story.
worked at the TV station.
Yeah.
No, it's not really funny, kid.
Well,
okay, this is like trauma right here. Yeah, I didn't know you were going to ask me about this one. Okay,
it's funny to me.
Yeah, well,
because it wasn't me that happened.
Yeah,
to.
well, working in television, you have a lot of downtime. So, and I didn't bring that yo-yo with me, okay? But I was going ahead and doing yo-yo tricks. There's one that's called Shoot the Moon, where you go and keep it going back and forth, and it's a really tough
So it shoots
trick.
out in front of you,
Yeah,
and then
it
comes
goes
back
straight
in
back
and goes
up, and then
straight
it goes
up in the
back,
air,
right.
and then yeah.
So
okay.
anyway, I have downtime, you know, and I was doing Shoot the Moon, and it went up, and then something happened on CNN, okay? It was breaking news. So I looked at the breaking news, and then I looked up, and it came down and went and knocked my teeth out.
It really was breaking news.
Yeah, it was breaking news. So anyway, I've got a friend in town who's a pediatric dentist now. He's like, hey, Doug, I'm not with a yo-yo. And he's like, Luke, you knocked your teeth out with a yo-yo. Okay, even though I was like, you know, sounding weird, he figured out who it was. And he's like, quick, come down. Okay, so I told my boss, you know, I've got this problem. You know, well, I didn't tell him that. I was just like, it's like, you know, okay. He's like, yeah, get out of here. I'll cover the 5 o'clock news. So I went in and ran over to my friend's, you know, my friend's dental place, and he's a pediatric dentist, so he rushed all the kids out. It was like a scene out of The Godfather. He went in and rushed them out, turned the open sign and closed, and then they put a dinosaur bib. It had dinosaurs and ABCs on me, and then while I'm in there, they were like, no, he really used a yo-yo and knocked his teeth out. Well, after they finished laughing about it, he went and found the biggest temporary kid teeth to go ahead and put in my mouth. And he got me back in time for the 6 o'clock news, which was really great. And while this is all going on, my boss was freaked out. He called my wife, and, you know, there was an accident at work and stuff. So she's worried and things like that. Directed the newscast. You know, everything was okay at home. And, yeah, so that happened. I still have the yo-yo. It was a plastic yo-yo, and it's got like 2 big dents on there. So
teeth marks on it.
Right, which is kind of funny because there's a guy whose name is Tom Kuhn. Okay, and I'll have to do a shout out to Tom. But with Tom Kuhn, he goes and creates wooden yo-yos, and I think I might even actually have one of Tom's yo-yos with me. Cool. But Tom went ahead and is also a dentist. Yeah. So he created the world's largest wooden yo-yo. And out in San Francisco, they dropped it off a crane, and it went up and down a couple of times. Set the world record. But anyway, I told Tom that story, and he just like, he didn't, you know, he's like, can I get a picture of your teeth? So anyway, he took a picture of my teeth, and anyway, he signed a yo-yo for me. Yeah. Yeah, he's a great guy. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I've got a mentor out in Utah, my yo-yo guru. Yeah. So Dale Meyerberg. I've gone and traveled 600 miles to go and learn the two-handed tricks. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So did you ever think when you first started doing things with yo-yos that it would, at some point in your life, you would end up, because of your yo-yo abilities, end up traveling the world and end up on official yo-yo packaging materials?
The packaging, Magic Yo-Yo is great. I've had lots and lots of fun. But Dale Meyerberg, I went and saw him at Snowdown, and like, career counselors don't ever go and mention, have you ever thought of yo-yos as a career path? Right. But running into somebody who's a professional yo-yo man, that's what really sparked it and stuff. Yeah. So
that's so
yeah,
cool.
No, I've had fun.
If somebody wants to be involved with this Makerspace,
go ahead and contact me
and get a hold of you. Or
should I give you my contact?
We'll put some information on the video. And
Judy Castleberry, she's been helping out a tremendous, you know.
And she runs the Enterprise Center.
The quality.
Yeah.
At the Quality Center for Business, and so just having, you know, that partnership. Yeah. You know, the college is the right place for it. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. And there are some really cool bays there. So there are some businesses in the incubator. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those bays are perfect for that. I mean, yeah. It's already, the facility's already there. Just need to put the space in. Right, and just need people to go and come up and use it. But I think once people see what we have up there,
so on a level, this fall,
Right,
will
on
be
the
things.
right. There's going to be a little bit of soft opening
Sure.
this summer with the Intel curriculum,
Right.
and that one's been great. We've got 2 faculty members that are going to be in Pittsburgh this coming week to go ahead and do more training.
Right.
And so Intel's been helping out. C&M, Fuse, Makerspace.
Yeah.
So we've got all sorts of partners. And with the scientists out in California, the Strategic Innovations, they're looking at maybe some projects where you use solar cells to go ahead and create battery chargers for the high school students.
Yeah.
So we can go and take a look at using energy in a different way.
Yeah.
Because we know how to use energy out here.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
kind of what we do.
Yeah, it's what we do. So
yeah, that is incredibly exciting, man. You know, I follow a lot of things, a lot of places, and there's some super cool things out there in this world, and those super cool things are now making their way into Farmington, like a Makerspace. That is a super cool thing, and there are probably some people that understand what that is, but once people really start to understand what that is, it's going to be amazing.
Well, out in Las Vegas, New Mexico, they have the parachute factory, and one of the things they were doing, I think, is like Fix It Fridays.
Yeah.
You go and bring things in and fix it, or you go ahead and break it even more. But in the process, you learn
stuff.
You learn stuff. So, which is good.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the ride with me, man.
And then I missed your birthday last week, so wanted to go ahead and give you. This is a signature Fast Eddie yo-yo. He's a Canadian yo-yo player.
Cool.
Went in and set the world record using that. That's a Jack Russell from 1996.
Very cool.
Went in and did 21,000 loops in 3 hours. That record will never be broken because nobody at Guinness ever wants to go and watch somebody do loops for 3 hours. So
they have to find a different way to count it.
Yeah, maybe that's what you need AI for. So anyway, but
just set an AI in front of it and let us know what he's done.
Yeah. So anyway, we can
Very cool.
Some robots at the.
That's awesome. And this is for me.
Yeah, that's for you.
Thanks,
so happy
man.
birthday.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
It's been great.
Yeah.
So I'll see you.
Very cool.
Yeah, anyway.